Hi friends, I was able to get a bag of silverware. I have gotten them probably 8 times over the years. Most of the time when you look through the bag you can see it's just plate. But if I can find a couple pieces of sterling in it, it's probably worth it. So I'll pay $20 for a bag of jewelry. And if I can find 3 or 4 pieces of silver in a bag, like bigger jewelry, bigger silverware, then it makes it worth it. Just depending on the pattern that's on it. Sometimes it takes a little while to research the pattern and find the pattern. But usually if you can find the maker, like Rogers is a pretty common one. And if you can see sterling on it through the bag, so I always take my loop, I take my magnet. Magnets are not super helpful with sterling silver and with silverware, because a lot of times the underneath is copper or brass or some kind of alloy that is not magnetic. So it's not always the easiest to tell with the magnet. So I usually will only go on what I can see. So if it's super tarnished, so like made in China, that is a bad sign for that. But also if you can see red coming through or green, or if you can see like the silver is not it's not shiny, like you can see it worn off. This one does not even have any writing on it, but you can see like that looks like kind of a pewtery color, and then you can kind of see there's silver in between there. So just by wear, like you can see, and then if you see any green, you can see that it's usually not. Like I said, most of them are not magnetic, so a magnet won't help you when it comes to silverware. So you have to usually have a loop. You have to usually be able to see super small writing. This one doesn't even have any writing. You can see the plate coming off of it, and I'll show you that. But the fact that it says made in China, and it's weird that the plate's already off of it and it still has a sticker on it. So it's kind of weird. But let me just show you how the plate, you can see the plates coming off of it, hopefully. So it looks really shiny, and then there's dark. And there'll just be kind of chunks of it. And depending on how thick the plate is, you can see. Now sometimes spoons will be written sterling, excuse me, sterling on the front of the spoon, but 9 times out of 10, no. So what I would do with this is, excuse me, you can put it in the recycle because the metal is recyclable. Look how bendable that is. So like I wouldn't even feed a baby with this because you don't know if it's made in China, if it's got lead in it. Look at how it's almost like it's lead. So I would put that right in the recycle because I wouldn't put that in a kid's mouth. Okay. So same thing, made in China. The bottom's all weirded, and this one is a little bit stronger. It's the same pattern, but just the fact that it doesn't say what it is. It's got the stickers on it. I don't know who would use it with the stickers on it, but somebody's washed it. Let's see. And when it comes from China, it makes me a little nervous. You just never know what you're getting. This one is probably plate just by looking at the back of it, and I'll show you why in a minute. It says 1847 Rogers Brothers, and it's got a super little stamp, and XS triple plate. And there's a little stamp, which is super small writing, which I cannot see. It's Rogers and Brothers Co., and it's got little scales in the center, but it says right on there it's plate. So the year that it's got on there, the 1847, this was not manufactured in 1847. The company was started probably in 1847. And the reason I knew it was plate was if you look at the back of it, try and get it in the right light. If you look at the back of it and you see it right there, there is a line, and it's shiny, and then and also you can feel it. So that's where the spoon touches the plate or whatever, and so the plate wears off there first. And the same thing with forks. That is the most common place where you'll see plate. You can tell if it's plate. You just pick it up and you can just look at the back and you can see the other alloys coming through. So I don't know if you'll be able to see a difference with the loop or not in the color. Let me do this. See if that light helps at all. So anyway, feel it right here. Usually you can feel so it's triple plated because they can get pretty small with that plate. And then it just is darker right there. So you can kind of see a yellow right there. See that? That darker area right there. If I can put my finger over, you can see there's a darker loop right there. That's most plate has that. So, and once again, it's not probably going to be magnetic in any form. It's not magnetic. They won't be. They won't. None of them will be. So people are like, oh yeah, I got my grandmother's silver. And I'm like, you probably got your grandmother's plate is what you got. The silverware is super expensive. Now, if you had a wealthy grandmother, same thing on this one. You see that little spot right? Oh, there was right there. See that spot right there? That's plate. Same pattern, kind of a rose pattern. So, if you had a wealthy grandmother from the South, like my dear friend, my kids call her Grandma, from the South, she has real silver. My mother, for her wedding, she was kind of famous in her day. She had real silver for her wedding registry and got silver, but most people didn't have real silver. They just had plate. This is a cowboy silver plated. I thought it was just because typically when they have these things on them, they are plate. It's a souvenir from Cowboy something or other. It just says cowboy, and it's got a little picture of a cowboy, and it's plated. It was $7.95. So, you know, it's kind of dirty, but sometimes I've polished up the ones that are new in the boxes, and I let kids pick them at Halloween, and they go pretty quickly at Halloween. The kids love these. So, actually, I sold some at my yard sale as well, and the kids from the neighborhood came and bought all of the little teeny silver-plated spoons. This has it's an Alaska souvenir spoon. I'm sure it is not real. So, it's got a little flag there, and it's got decorations in there. So that will be really popular at Halloween. Somebody's just going to love that little thing. Now, the reason I bought it was because I did see some that said sterling. So, wow, this is super bendy too. Sterling can be bendy, so be careful. And I just bent this, and it is sterling. Whoops! So sterling can be soft when it comes to spoons, depending on how thick. Like knives, they'll usually make them pretty thick, or they'll weight them. They'll put silver around the weighted, so they'll make a hollow tube of the silver handle, and then they'll put lead or something in the center, and then close it off with the silver. So it's weighted sterling, but it's still sterling, but it's not solid sterling because they want to put some weight to it. So, and make it be stronger in the center. So this is what happens when you actually are rubbing on sterling. It can happen with plate, but not as much. So this one is a towel sterling 03. I don't know what that means, but we will look it up. But look how adorable that is. It's just like a little ladle. It's so cute. And I'll show you where it says it. So usually spoons and forks are labeled right here. Sometimes they are up here, and rarely they are stamped in here. Just depends on where they're from and who made them. So let's look at this and see if you can see it. So, see if I can get far enough away that you can see the whole word. Probably not, because it's not stamped too little. It's actually stamped big, so I'm just being able to show you parts of the word. There we go, sterling. And I don't know what 03 means. It's probably the size of the ladle. So, one silver spoon, and it's very soft, so I know it's really sterling because it's kind of soft. Okay, so we have another little cute little ladle, jam ladle, and jam ladles were really popular back in the day. They used to have their biscuits and they would like their little jam. So this is stainless, I'm pretty sure, just by the look of it, and I'll show you the difference. It is not stainless, but it is magnetic. Maybe it is stainless, but it doesn't say it's stainless, and it's not really, I can bend it, so if it was stainless, I wouldn't be able to bend it. But I want you to look at the difference in the shine. So when I'm looking at jewelry and I'm going through bags of jewelry, I say, ooh, I think this is real. And the reason it's real is because after a while, you get to learn the tarnish, you get to learn the... So look at the two difference. This is really gray in color, and this is kind of a opal gray, brown gray. This is sterling, this is stainless. Once they're polished up a little bit, it's still a gray shiny versus like a brown tan gray shiny versus a stainless steel shiny. So when you get used to seeing, and then the tarnish, so it's dirty, it's brown, it's almost brown, and sometimes it almost looks golden color, and this one stays shiny. This is stainless. So after a while, and you know, somebody might want that for their little ladles or something, or jams or something. I don't eat jam because I've never liked wheat things, and now I know why. I don't do well with them. But so I never liked jam because I don't do bread very often. So I don't do jam. So okay, so I'm gonna show you on this one how I know. Okay, one, I told you to look right here. If you look right there, it kind of, you can see it's kind of like grayish, yellowy, flat. It's a flat, it's not shiny, it's a flat look. And you can see it's kind of right through there where I told you it would normally be. Also, that. Okay, then look on the back. It's not very shiny, it's dirty, it's pretty not exciting. And then on the back it says, it's got a little dragon head or something, which can be interesting. And then it says EP. Okay, so electric plated, and I'm guessing nickel silver. Nickel silver is not real silver. It's a company patented it and put a little bit of shine to it, silver in it, but it's not, there's no value in it. So if you see nickel silver, it's not worth anything, don't buy it. So this is of no value to me or anybody else, so I'm just going to recycle that. I'm just going to put it in the recycling. So that one is not real. This is gorgeous. If it's not real, it's still gorgeous. It's got a, oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. Can you see that scene? It's a horse, a dog barking at a horse, and then a little wagon type thing, and then a kid chasing behind. That's beautiful. That's absolutely, the prongs are very long. It's an older style. QV silverware. This is beautiful. I've never seen one so intricate. CUEVEE silverware. Nope, silverware with an arrow or smiley face. Interesting. Backwards C maybe? This is beautiful. This is an older style. I'm guessing this could be, oh gosh, it's not super shiny, but it's kind of got that silver look to it. Is it Asian writing on it? Nope, it's just trees in the background. Almost look like Asian writing. It's just adorable. A little kid running behind a wagon. It's like a racer buggy or something, and then the horse and the dog. It's just really cute. Let me see if I can polish it up a little bit. It is not polishing super well. My finger is getting dirty, however, so it's polishing up a little bit. I'm going to have to look that one up. It's not exhibiting the same, but the style is older. These long-pronged forks, those are an older style. Gosh, that's beautiful. I really like that. I might just use that to like serve up meat for a sandwich bar or something. It's really pretty. This is absolutely not real. It's got a Minnesota little logo on it. Somebody's going to love that for Halloween. Yeah, don't even need to read the back of that. That type is just not real. This one, however, does look like it could be real. It's really pretty. It's really decorative, and it's very tarnished. Almost looks Indian, as in like decorative palace dancer or something. Indian as in India, Indian. I'm not having much luck looking to polish that to see if I can see. It's polishing really pretty well, but it's almost a little too strong to be sterling. Maybe. Yeah, it's super strong, and I'm not seeing any markings on it. It's just a little too stainless, so I'm guessing it might be plated. I'm not seeing any markings. The way it was tarnished, I was thinking it might be real, but it's really strong, and it almost seems, and it's welded right there, so it almost seems like it's not. I may actually have to do some more testing on it. Oh, no, I just broke it. Well, that's one way to test it. It's pot metal. Darn it. Oh well. It's kind of cute. Now it's broken. And I wasn't trying to bend it. It actually just bent in my hand. Okay, so this is quartz silver plate. This is worn a lot off. The plate has come off totally in areas. And it might have been that they used it to serve something up, like a lemon meringue that might have a little bit of acid in it. And the acid will actually eat the plate off of it. And you can see like it's really worn, and it's kind of rough underneath. So you can use it if you want to use it. I don't want to use it, so I'm just going to recycle it. And it's because the plate has worn off so much. But whereas this item right here, the plate has not worn off as much, and so you can polish it up a little bit. But you don't want to polish these up too much, because then the plate will come off, and then it doesn't look good. This style is typical of plate, and I'll just kind of show you the why. And it's actually, some of the plate has actually come off. The stainless underneath is showing. I think it's stainless. No, but let me show you. So it's been polished too much in the stainless. Whatever the underneath metal is showing through. It's not stainless because it's not magnetic, but so when you see silver in the creases and then it's kind of shinier around it, that means the silver plate has come off. And this type of thing, if it's not sharp, if it's not crisp, when it's real and silver, this will be just carved. It's almost like carved in, whereas this one is pressed, kind of. So you can see there's some silver stuck in the creases, and it's been polished quite a bit. So this one is really sturdy though. It's way sturdy. Just trying to see if I can even see a name. It's just the design has got some crowns in it. I was hoping I could see a name stamped in the crowns, but no. This one's sturdy. I might just wash it up and use it. It's not real, but it's sure fun. It's a nice big one, actually. That's kind of why I like it. Usually they're a little smaller, especially if they're silver. They're smaller because they try and conserve their silver. I have a couple pairs of these. These are usually plated, but I love these for cheese and ham when we're doing sandwiches. So it says silver plate, and these usually are silver plate, but it's right on the hinge around here. Plate. P-L-A-T-E right there. So you can polish them up, and what I normally do is if I polish them, I'd be careful not to polish them too much because it'll come off. But I like to use these for when we're having sandwiches for like a family get together, and cheese and meat, because it holds the meat in place. So I have several of those, and I actually really like those. So okay, another cute little jelly spoon, and it's by Avon. Look how cute that is. It's a little gold one. So that's kind of cute. I mean, I don't know what else you would use those little ones for other than jelly spoons. Okay, this one is not real, I'm sure. It's stainless. Japan. So somebody's going to love that for Halloween. Okay, here's another one of those made in China little spoons. This one's not as, it's still not very sturdy, and I'm not liking the way it feels, so we're just going to put it in recycling. Alright, this one feels heavy. It feels like it's could be stainless with a plate, maybe. Yeah, stainless. It's super, super strong. You could serve ice cream with this. I can't bend it at all. It's 1810 steel. I don't understand why it's so tarnished, though. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. When you put sterling in with stainless, they get marks on them. So it's polishing up like sterling, though. That is weird. It's super, super. Yeah, it's gotta be stainless. It is super strong. This feels silver. This looks silver. It's a meat fork. Sterling, Burke's Sterling. Burke's Sterling. That is a really, really heavy piece of, it's got an engraved initial on it. G, I think. This one looks like it could be real too. Oh, it is. How fun. Cute little fork. Sterling will bend pretty easily. In order to, I don't want to scratch another sterling. This one looks like it, oh no, this is plate. This one actually is a good copy because it actually looks like it could be sterling until you start looking at the scratches. Pretty thick too, but it's really strong, so it's not silver. It's plated over maybe stainless. Regency plate. Anyway, so if I have that, I take a thin, so this fork is sterling. This is too thick. I take another one and I kind of bend it apart, forcing it back into a place. It's but you gotta be careful because you don't want to break it because sterling can be soft. But see how it's getting better. Anyway, that's one way you can straighten it out. Okay, see now it's almost there. I'll just mess with it a little bit more. Anyway, let me show you where it says sterling on this. Sterling. And there's some kind of a mark on it. So I'll just mess with that a little bit. It's a cute little fork. I'll just mess with that a little bit more and it will, I can get it looking good again. Community is usually non-real. It's usually a plate. 1891, Niagara Falls, 1955. Somebody either bought this or stole this from somewhere. Yeah, South Seas Community. Community is not usually real. And because it's in Niagara Falls, I'm guessing it's a plate. It doesn't say that it's real. So if it doesn't say sterling, it's usually not. Usually sterling will say it's sterling. And it's a little strong. And okay, remember I talked about you can feel it. Can you see that ridge right there? See that ridge? Yeah, that's usually not real. Usually that's plate. This is something something plate. That one you don't even have to look too hard. This one says plate. It's kind of fake looking because it actually has some engravings in it on the front that look like little penguins in a mountain. It's got some little symbols that you would think that it was sterling. Got some kind of interesting things, and it's really small stamp, so you'd think once again it was sterling because it's super tiny. But then you get, and it says, come on, plate. Regent's plate. So I just usually throw, unless it's something I really, really like, I'll just throw it right in the recycling. This says Rosam Nay Road, and it's a lion on his hind feet. And oh, it's a Burke Sterling. This is a Sterling one. It's got some kind of a little lion standing up, and it says something in French, I think. And then Sterling. So far we've got five of the bag is Sterling. Here's another one of those weird Chinese I don't dare feed anybody off of. Okay, here's another cute little Sterling spoon. Okay, so that's Sterling. Okay, this is a plate, but it's a cute little serving spoon anyway. Look how cute that is. You can see, looking at the back, right where I told you to look, you can see its plate. I'm actually going to keep that one because I think that's a cute size for even little olives in a little veggie tray or something. This one looks like it's plate. Yep, community plate. It surprises me how many different, usually when you get a bag, there's like all the same. They're not different. Rogers with a star and international silver, but it doesn't say plate on it. Usually the earlier, if it's early, it will say Sterling on it. There is somewhere on it at some point. The later ones, they just started putting the company's logo on them. Yeah. I think this is a later one that's plate. If you look it up, it's usually, I'm going to have to double check, but I think this is a later one. It's not very intricate, it's not carved, and it's very strong, and it looks like on the edges, I'll have to look through the loop, but on the edges it's looking like the plate might have worn off. But they got really good in their later years getting the plate to stay on. So I will double check on that one. And this one looks like it's plate to me. It is. It's a quartz plate or something. And the reason I say it looks plate is look at that. See that dull yellowy color underneath, and you can see shiny parts. So that one I wouldn't even keep. That will go right into recycling as well. All of these plate ones will probably go, oops, right into recycling. Sorry, I dropped my loop. Community plate. There's so many different styles in here. That's the same. These are all the same. So if there's a lot that are the same, I can give them to my kids or something. This looks like plate to me. It just doesn't look sharp. It's not sharp enough that I can even read what it says. MCO. It doesn't even say, it just says company. So Rogers plate, that's the same as the first ones, the flowered ones. This one also is the same, the rose plate. And these two are the same. They have a R, something R scribbled into them, but they're not even like real enough that I can. MC something, Lash and Clark Co. MC Lash and Clark. I will look those up, but that is pretty sturdy, so I'm thinking it's some kind of a plate. Look at the backs of those. So usually, if it's real, it's stamped in well that you can see it clearly. If it's silver, it's very easy to stamp silver because it's soft. If it's hard to read, it's usually because the metal is stainless or some other thicker, stronger metal, and it's hard to read. This is the better of the two. Let me show you the other one. I cannot even read it. Can you see how it's really kind of hard to read? It's like it was a bad stamp because it was a strong metal or something. I will do research on that one and this other one, the Rogers one. I'm pretty sure they're both plate, but just the way they look. But I can't tell because they're not worn enough on the bottom. There's no wear on the bottom, so I don't know. And then there's this cute little Mickey Mouse baby spoon that I don't know that anybody would want. But anyway, so out of that bag, I got this adorable little ladle, this teeny cute little fork. I will finish straightening those prongs. This kind of a fun thing. Now some of these, like this one, will probably be more valuable if they're a hard to find pattern. This is just weird. This is a D or a G or something engraved on it, but that's a cute little baby spoon. You know, it's great to feed babies off these silver spoons. That's why they called them silver spoons, because it kept them healthy. Silver is an antibiotic, natural antibiotic. So they would feed their babies off of silver spoons and silver tea little cups to keep them well. So babies would get a little sippy cup when they were babies or a silver spoon, because you'd want to feed them off that to keep them from getting sick. So that's why they would use silver for babies. And people would give baby blessing cups, christening cups, or silver spoons as gifts. That was a traditional thing that they would give to newborns so that they would stay healthy. So anyway, and then this cute little fork. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sterling pieces of silverware, and that's pretty heavy. That's more than you would get out of a $20 bag of jewelry. And depending on the spoon, like this one that's got some different language on it, or this one with the little scene on it. The other ones, you know, probably aren't worth maybe $10 each, 6 to 10, $12 each. But the ones that are a name brand or designer pattern, those ones can be up to a couple $100 a spoon. So just depending on what they are. Anyway, so hopefully you've learned something, and check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com. I'll take some pictures and try and write about that. I've never blogged about this before. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a very blessed day. Turn it off.